I'm Alexander Leitner, and let's get into the second half of the Sandton Times Hour.
You're listening to the Sandton Times Hour.
And as we get into the second half of the Sandton Times Hour, don't forget that if you caught something intriguing during the show, but you got lost in the details, or you didn't even get the details at all, well, don't worry. You can hop onto sandtontimes.co.za and you can get onto the show notes for this week. We'll put them up this week, and you'll have a breakdown of what we chatted about, some more details, some links, some further reading, and all those good things. So don't worry about trying to write it down on a post-it note or somewhere else on your person. Also, don't forget to connect with the Sandton Times on social media at Sandton Times, or whatever social media platform you're on. And you can also engage on there with your comments and your feedback and your thoughts. Now, for grade 7 students from Centennial Schools in Sandton, well, they clinched a victory in a recent tournament held at the Dubai Esports Festival. And this marked a significant milestone, as it is the first African team to win at this prestigious event. And joining me on the line is founder of Centennial Schools, Shaun Fuchs, to chat a bit more about the concept and the rise of esports. So, Shaun, it's good to have you on the Sandton Times Hour.
Thanks for inviting me.
So, Shaun, let's chat about esports. And I mean, I'm not going to get too caught up in the technicalities, because I think there's still a lot of people who are on the periphery of esports. I mean, back in the days, we used to call it computer games. We used to call it TV games, if you go even further back. Is it still the gaming that a lot of people might remember or think it is? Or has this evolved into something completely different?
My first exposure to video games was Atari. And we used to play with a friend, and it was a little line and a ball, and you had to kind of move your dial so that you could play tennis against each other and you could increase the speed. Of course, today it's so immersive, so unbelievably realistic, complex, creative, exciting in terms of delving into a plethora of games that are out there. And essentially what we've done at Centennial Schools is we've said, okay, 3.5 billion people out of a total population globally of 7 billion are gamers. So it makes sense that this generation that of school-going age at the moment are literally born digital natives, and they're born into gaming. You look at toddlers, give them an iPad, within seconds they've figured it out. Within seconds they will be playing whatever games they need to. So what we've done is we've actually taken it, built it into our curriculum, gamified lessons, and taken gaming to the next level in terms of schooling, with the incredible results of our students winning the Minecraft section of the Dubai Esports Festival at the Dubai in Dubai.
I mean, you've leaned into this as opposed to kind of called it, you know what, this is something they can do in their spare time, or, you know, maybe it's not too healthy to be playing games the whole weekend, by building an arena, an esports arena, as part of your school curriculum, as you've also so highlighted. I'd be quite interested to know how many other schools there were in South Africa or even globally that competed at this festival.
So it was a journey. So RGB, which is an organization that promotes and drives gaming within schools, were the ones that started together with Microsoft. Minecraft is a Microsoft product, and in collaboration with Microsoft started this tournament. And the tournament was Redstone Royale, Minecraft, and there were a number of schools in particularly the Johannesburg area that started competing for this ultimate goal of heading to Dubai. Our students beat everyone, and we then went on to, they kind of spread it into the rest of Africa, where there were a number of African countries that had schools playing against us. We then beat them. So that meant that, having kind of taken the title within the African continent, we would go to Dubai. And what Dubai did is a similar exercise, where they took their top schools in the Middle East, or in the United Arab Emirates at least, and they were then competing to play in the Dubai Esports Festival. So they ended up with 7 schools there. We were the 8th school. We were the only international school, as they called it, to come in. And yeah, we then obviously went through the different rounds. playing in the actual arena at the Dubai Esports Festival, which in itself was absolutely incredible. The experience to play in a full-on esports arena, and yeah, we then ended up winning it.
But this has also gone beyond sort of, what people might have called mindless entertainment, or sort of, you have to be sort of just glued in front of a screen and sort of just looking and staring into the abyss. This has also now been recognized by Mind Sports South Africa as a mind sport, sort of almost put on par with the likes of chess, creating sort of collaboration, problem solving, digital literacy. This is more than just what we used to call a computer game.
Mm. Yeah, I think the problem though is that it's not being marketed, inverted commas, correctly into the schools. So your schools in general are very traditional. So it's almost on the periphery that you have esports coming out as a recognized school sport. Because we obviously, yes, we're very traditional. There's a place. I was water polo right through to provincial, national level as a coach. So I get the hardcore sporting kind of codes, but esports as a sporting activity within school, and you are right, you equate it to chess. Now think about it. Someone listening to this, chess, chess is okay, but it's not the greatest. I'd rather watch the Rugby World Cup final. And that's the problem. It's not like that. When it was my first, I'm not a fundi on gaming at all. I identify trends, I identify what's right and what's relevant in education. I'm an education specialist. So you put me in a game. I played Call of Duty during lockdown, World War II, because I'm a history teacher. And my first foray into the bunkers on the Normandy landing, I was nauseous in like 15 seconds. I couldn't look at the screen.
Yeah.
So I'm not a gamer, but I understand the importance of gaming itself. So, but the point is, it's got to be elevated into its rightful place. When I would be in a water polo final, competing at national levels with my team against the best of the best schools in South Africa, there was adrenaline. You were sweating. There was everything. I honestly had the same experience in that Dubai Esports Festival arena when our kids were playing the final. It was unbelievable. And I thought, good grief, this is actually so real. So, you've got to experience it and understand it to actually get where it is and where it also needs to go.
I mean, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry that is almost sort of going past on the periphery for those people who are not paying attention. I mean, from chairs to sponsored teams to supplements and nutrition, energy drinks. I mean, this is really being developed like you would see traditional sports teams. What does this mean for your team? What does this mean for the grade sevens who've won this? Where to from now? I mean, are they facing potential sponsorship? Are they moving on to another level of all of this?
I think it's going to be a process. I mean, one of the grade 7 boys that competed is busy with gaming design and he works with Unreal Engine. Anyone listening to this will say, you've got to be kidding, that 11, 12-year-old kind of working at that level. The point is, within Centennial Schools, our ecosystem encourages that, celebrates that. That's exactly what we want. So, every single kid of ours does coding as a subject. So the students who have been gaming, who've won, who've been successful, there's a career path, certainly in tech, in gaming, but it's not just about that. You take a conversation with a top surgeon. The top surgeon today will tell you that gaming will assist them because most of the surgery being done now is by robotics. And that ability to control the robotics and the intricacies in the surgery, where would you learn that from? No better place than with a console and gaming. It makes complete sense. But besides the creativity and everything else that goes with gaming. So it's absolutely common logic for us. So where do our kids go? 3 of them actually have been winners of our esports scholarship. We launched the first ever esports scholarship in the country. We've given over 1.5 million rands worth of scholarship prizes to students who are just passionate about gaming, want to come to a school that recognizes it, understands it. Yes, we do the normal curriculum, we write the IEB exams, but we go way deeper than that. We have gaming studies as a subject. We have coding. We have entrepreneurship. Our kids do blockchain and crypto. It's just taking it to a level where your students leave the Centennial Schools and they have a skill set second to none other than that matric certificate, which I probably won't comment on now in terms of the skill set the certificate leaves you with.
Well, I think we're going to draw the line right there. Shaun Fuchs, founder of Centennial Schools, chatting about their success in esports at the Dubai Esports Festival. Congratulations to the team, and Shaun, thank you so much for making time to be on the Sandton Times Hour.
Always.